So I had a course plotted for getting to our meetup coordinates, and the road that I was going to take had a reader board that said that it was closed 20 miles ahead due to fire. It doesn't look at all like there's any fire anywhere nearby. There's no smoke in the air at all, but I certainly don't want to continue 20 miles, find that the road is indeed closed, and have to double all the way back.
I found an alternate route that will add some miles to my drive, but it isn't a terribly excessive detour. Oh, there is indeed a fire out there after all. The wind is just blowing all the smoke in the other direction. Let's hope it stays that way. Right, so that right there is the road that I just came in on. I just met up with the road that I planned to come in on, and that's the way I need to go. Jason of Primal Outdoors has scored us a really nice campsite with a pretty epic view. Some of the smoke is definitely starting to drift closer, but it looks pretty contained over in that next valley.
What you doing, Daisy girl?
Just everything is just messed up right now because of COVID.
It's not really buggy up here either.
No, actually it wasn't bad. I mean, there were
a few bugs when I got here, but now it's, I think, just too cold for the bugs.
Yeah, There was a few, like when I first got here, there was like some big horseflies. She's much more nimble than a dog that I'm used to having around me, and because the boulders from the fire pit.
It's just water.
It's just water.
It's just water. My cord breaks that. Yeah, I based it off of I watched the preview to the intervals. Really like the color. Throwing a part that I haven't really gone with that yet has the articles So I felt like my series of videos I did with it, where I went out, weathered the shite, and I camped in it, and I didn't go to the place. I first saw it because the guy got his CBT.
This is a great campsite, but none of us have really spent any time in this area, and we want to explore further. Capturing a few of today's clips on my van top dash cam. This is not a sponsored item, I purchased this. I'm just curious to see if it could be used as an additional tool for filming my adventures. And I'd say no. I think it's good enough to capture evidence if someone runs into me again, but the image quality doesn't measure up to my other cameras. I'm going to take the lead for now. I did some map scouting this morning and found a few spots that seemed like maybe they could be interesting.
So there were a couple of spots out in these mountains that looked interesting to me just from looking at satellite pictures, and it's looking like we may have some issues getting up to them. The first one I tried to get up to, the road has been closed due to fire danger. It looks like the Forest Service is trying to keep people off of the back roads, even though up where we were yesterday and last night, all the roads were open. So we'll see what happens here. off there through the trees, the butte and the pinnacle that I'm trying to get to, it looks really cool. I'm really hoping that we can get through. It looks like the local ranger district has blocked off every little side road that goes up off of the main road. So it's not so much that there's an actual fire going in the area, the signs just say, due to fire danger, road closed. So, is that little road up to that mountaintop going to be one of those roads that's closed? I don't know. All right, coming up on the road that I want to turn on. Let's see what happens here.
The road has ended and we cannot see that big rocky pinnacle. According to the map data, we should be very, very close, so I'm flying up to see if I can get a look. Oh yeah, it's here. Longtime followers of my channel know that I love seeking out rock formations and geological features, and this one is even better than I guessed it would be.
All right, well, I'm super stoked. The road to get up here was actually open, and the little feature that I had spotted in satellite pictures turned out to be even better than I thought it was going to be. Really cool vistas all around. We can't get up onto that rock. This is about as high as the road gets, but it was nice to get up there with the drone and take a look. Kind of nice to not have like a super set agenda or anything like that. We just get out and explore the area. It's kind of a rare treat, really.
It's like opening a Christmas present, I think.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
you just kind of go down a road, and I finally got to go on some narrow roads and get some pinstriping. But yeah, it's always great when you come up to these kind of places and just opens up.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, and it turns out better than you expected.
Better than you expected, yeah.
Yeah.
And some nice views along the way too. It got some kind of filtered through the trees, but definitely some nice vistas up here.
Absolutely. And this is like a good way to scout places too, right? You pass by a market on a map or something, a place you want to camp in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I'm glad we got to come out and do these kind of things.
For sure. Well, I'm really glad we were able to get up onto that mountain and find that rock formation. That was really cool. And there was a spot there we could have camped, but it was really wrapped in trees. Couldn't see anything. There was no view. So we are going to push on down the road. We can see a few spots on the map that look like they might have potential to be decent campsites and maybe with a little more open, a little more view. So Jason is up in the lead right now, and we're going to see what we can find. Well, we are we're doing a lot of backtracking in reverse. We got down this road and it was completely blocked by tree after tree after tree, but no place to turn around here. So we did eventually find a campsite, but you may not be able to tell, but this is actually the same campsite as last night. We just came back to it because we couldn't find anything else. Now the smoke has really rolled in. Mount Jefferson is right over there, but you just can't even see it. You can't see anything out there.
For dinner tonight, I'm just going to braise some Belgian endives and pan fry a New York steak. I like to get the endive started by initially just sauteing with some butter, but then as they start to brown, I add just a little bit of water in the bottom of the pan. This keeps them from burning, but not being completely immersed allows them to retain their delicate flavor as they continue browning. They will eventually caramelize a bit, yielding a little sweetness which balances their very slightly bitter taste. Endive leaves are great raw in salad as well, but I think they're at their best braised like this. Prepping the steak with salt, a steak seasoning mix, and an Italian herb mix. And I've got that pan nice and hot so I get a good sear. Super simple but absolutely delicious dinner. While I used to rely on driving my vehicle to keep my Jackery power station charged, I'm now in the habit of keeping the Jackery Solar Saga 100 panel in the truck all the time. I never know when I might end up wanting to stay in camp for an extra day, or even find myself in a situation where I'm unable to run the truck engine. Keeping an adequate power supply on hand is crucial, not only for keeping my food safely chilled in the fridge, but also keeping my communication devices charged and ready to use if an emergency were to arise. The simple plug-and-play setup and ability to easily position it for optimal solar capture have turned me into a fan of using this panel.
So right before I left on this trip, I watched Jordan and Lizanne's ALSN and Overland's video where they had pancakes for breakfast, and I thought, that sounds good. Now, they put Nutella and bananas on their pancakes instead of maple syrup, but it made me think about maple syrup, and I knew I wasn't going to actually go out and make pancakes when I was camping. But since I was stopping at Trader Joe's on my way out here, I picked up a packet of crumpets. Now, I don't know exactly what crumpets are or how you're supposed to eat them, but to me they've always reminded me of thick pancakes. So I'm just going to warm these up in the pan and put some butter and syrup on them as if they're some pancakes, and cook some eggs along with them. I don't know about you, but I like a little maple syrup right on my eggs as well. That's not a bad camp breakfast right there.
In the end, all I end up keeping is the ProRes selects, and I just throw away the original.
Well, so I'll be in touch regarding things here.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right,
We'll drive safe.
Yeah.
It's been a thoroughly enjoyable weekend with these fellow YouTubers who have become truly good friends, but now it is time to air up and head home.